welcome back to the channel. So it's now 1 week to go until the South Downs Way 100, and I'm currently in my second taper week at the moment. I'm just out for a couple of hours along the South Downs Way. This is actually the 80-mile point or so, so hopefully come next week, Saturday evening, I will be running along here, traipsing along here and moving towards the finish line over in Eastbourne. So last week, as I said, was a taper week. I did roughly 60% of peak week mileage there. This week I'll probably do about, I suppose, 40%. Yeah, 35-40%, so I'll end up doing about 30 miles, keeping it, you know, mainly very easy, very chilled like I am today. I've also been getting in some swims here and there, and also a bit of stretching. So yeah, just keeping it very chilled in these final few weeks. Next week, which is race week, I'll probably do maybe 2 easy half-an-hour runs, maybe an hour maximum, and otherwise keep it chill, do my stretching, do some yoga maybe, get out for a bit of a swim, but nothing too strenuous, so I can save a good bit of energy for race day. So the thing I wanted to talk about today was just staying cool whilst you're out running. You know, temperatures are starting to rise a little here in the UK, and one of my concerns for race day is just trying to keep cool in the heat, particularly as the South Downs is very exposed. So, you know, there's rare bits of cover out here. As you can see, you're very much in the glare of the sun. So that's one of the things I've been thinking about. So just wanted to share some tips here for keeping cool on those hot days. And, you know, yes, this might be useful for ultras. There's some tips that I'm going to be using for next week, but they might also just be useful for any other runs, particularly if you're someone who, like me, runs quite hot. So a few things. One thing you might notice that I'm wearing today, which I don't usually, is this hat. So this is actually a desert hat, and you know, it might seem like slight overkill in a way, because, you know, I'm not running the Marathon des Sables, it's not a desert marathon, but of course anything you can do to keep yourself a bit cooler if you're someone who gets hotter when you run. So this has a flap that comes down and can just help to keep the sun off you a bit. Only thing is that it does flap around a bit. So today's actually quite a windy day, so you can get that kind of flapping in the wind. So that's one thing, you know, using a desert cap. That was actually recommended by someone who's going to pace me for the final part of the South Downs Way 100, Jeff. So thanks, Jeff, for the tip. So I've got myself one of those. Other thing I'm wearing is an ice bandana. So this is basically just a cotton bandana, rolled some ice up in it, and on the day of the South Downs Way 100, Carla is going to be crewing me. She's going to have a bucket of ice there, so every so often I'm going to roll up some ice in here. I've left a good bit of space there so you can still breathe, and then the ice just sits on the back of your neck, helps keep your overall body temperature down. So that's thing number 2. So the third thing is just to make sure that you're giving your body time to acclimatise and get used to the heat. Luckily, we've had a couple of hotter days over the past couple of weeks, and on those days I've been going out and wearing a long black sleeve top, just so actually my body can get used to being more efficient in hotter temperatures. On the day of the race, I'm not going to be wearing black, of course. I'll be going with white, so I'm going to have my white bandana, my white hat, a white t-shirt to start with. But, you know, in the weeks leading up to your race or event, whatever you've got, you can kind of alter your temperature, get used to being a bit hotter, and then hopefully you'll feel slightly cooler on race day. So those are my key things I'm going to be using. I'm just coming along the yellow brick road, which for anyone who's done the South Downs Way 50 or 100 will know this very well. So it's roughly the 85 mile point of the 100, and it's a mile stretch of gentle downhill. So yeah, it's very far into the race, but quite nice, you know, just gently coasting down. Most people will do this in the dark, of course. I certainly will. But yeah, just wanted to share some reflections on training. You know, overall my training, I've been really happy with it for the South Downs Way 100. It's not been perfect, but it never is. Had some bouts of illness, had to pull out of my first race of the year with a chest infection, but then following that, you know, I went and did the South Downs Way 50. I was very pleased with that, had a good performance. And yeah, I guess a mixture of nerves and excitement for next week. Nerves because it's the unknown. I've never gone beyond the 50-mile distance, which now I've done 3 times, but you know, nothing more than that. And then also excitement because it's the unknown. So, you know, I haven't necessarily given myself the challenge of this distance before, and I haven't run the whole of the South Downs Way. So for those reasons, it'd be great to just get out there and give it a good shot. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. Next video up on the channel will be the South Downs Way 100 video. If you are running it, best of luck. If you're volunteering at it, then thank you so much for giving up your time, because I know how much of a difference volunteers make to our experience of the day. So thank you, and have a good week, everyone. Enjoy your running, and I'll see you all next time at the South Downs Way 100.